YouTube, Professor Cadre here. This is Pipes 201, Specialty and Engineering Pipes. So most pipes follow the same general formula. A bowl, a shank, a stem, relatively straightforward airflow path.
Yep.
Over time, pipe makers started experimenting with ways to improve moisture control, cooling, comfort, portability, just improving the overall smoking quality of the pipe. It led to an entire category of specialty and engineering focused pipes. Some became classics, some became niche collector pipes. In this course, we're going to look at some of the most well-known specialty pipe designs and what makes them different. First, we'll start with the Falcon pipe.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen one in person. Or you showed me yours, actually.
It's probably one of the most recognizable engineered pipe system. Instead of a fully wooden body, it does use a wooden, or you can get it another material. This is briar. Removable bowl from the metal frame, just screws right in. Metal shank acts as a cooling system. It's got this little moisture collection chamber here, lightweight, so you can see it's modular, easy to travel with, extremely practical. They make a dry smoke. They do sell little kind of filters you can put in here if you want, or you can just cut a little bit of a pipe cleaner, wrap it up in there. That's effectively what it is. Piece of pipe cleaner. Others dislike the aesthetic. You know, it's not traditional.
Yeah, I don't love the aesthetic myself, but I'm intrigued.
They have a dedicated following, but and I love it for like these are champ driving pipes for me.
Yeah,
you can pack it up beforehand. You have multiple bowls if it's a longer drive, so you don't have to worry about packing a bowl in the middle. Just unscrew it, set it aside,
put the other bowl in,
screw the next bowl in, light it up, good to go. So that's Falcon pipes. Unfortunately, I don't have an example of Kirsten pipes. It's a similar kind of concept, metal body, but there's a removable like valve and condenser system rather than just that metal kind of condenser bowl.
Okay.
They're heavily focused on cooling and moisture reduction. They almost look industrial compared to like a traditional pipe.
Okay.
So it's definitely a very distinct look that they have to them.
Where do these fall price point wise compared to? We haven't talked a ton about that, but like, briar.
For the full setup, you're looking at probably about the same as like your typical briar pipe.
So 150-ish, give or take.
Or less.
Or less, yeah. $100 to $200 range.
In the range there, yeah. Another example would be the Peterson system pipes. I don't have one of those, unfortunately. I do have a pipe with a system. It's not worth showing because you can't see the inside. But they're usually bent somewhat like this. They use a sump system, so in here you have the draft hole going down this way. And in a system pipe, you'll have another little sump hole also down there.
And that's to drain the juices that come?
Yep.
So
everything it'll condense and drain into that.
So it's really a lot of this is about like moisture problems.
Moisture problems are really what a lot of these specialty engineering designs are trying to combat. Moisture and temperature. And temperature really is hand in hand with the moisture. It's the steam that creates that heat.
The temperature from a pipe comes from the steam, which is something I'm realizing lately.
Yep. And now a lot of the system pipes will also use the P-lip design, which most pipes have this typical kind of fishtail style. The P-lip design directs the smoke upward and here out.
Yeah. So as opposed to coming straight out the hole, I guess the hole this way, right towards your...
Yep, it's angled upward.
Which, one of the things people experience is tongue bite, which is, I guess, the steam coming, and that's meant to combat the tongue bite issues.
Yep. We talked about church wardens in another video. They use very long stems. They're often associated with reading, relaxing indoors, fantasy imagery. The longer stem can slightly cool the smoke before it reaches the mouth. They're also less portable, more fragile, sometimes a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
But still.
Well, it's funny. I've always liked them, and it's funny if you're ever smoking a pipe in public. Sometimes if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to draw attention to yourself, it's one of those things that you're going to some extent, because people don't always see people smoking a pipe every day. And as much as I've been attracted to a church warden to experience it, I've never owned one. One of the reasons was I don't have a lot of pipes, and I don't know if I would really, it's one thing to just attract people to a pipe itself, but a church warden's definitely going to get some looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another kind of, I don't think this was more of a engineer design, just more of an effect of what they were using the material. The Calabash pipe, made out of a gourd, so there was a large chamber beneath the bowl that would allow for the smoke to cool in that chamber. They're famous for the dramatic appearance, cooling characteristics. Sherlock Holmes Association through the stage representations. They're some of the most visually iconic pipes ever made. So there's something that they've come up with called a reverse Calabash system, which basically creates a Calabash effect with the pipe. So imagine this pipe here, you have your bowl and it's got its airway through here, but imagine that this was a much larger chamber drilled out here, where the air was able to kind of collect, cool down, and then recondense before coming into the
Gotcha.
mouthpiece.
Okay.
So they call it a reverse Calabash. It just creates that secondary cooling chamber.
How wide are we
smoke.
talking about? Like, is it inside a normal stem?
It'll have a wide
normal shank.
The shank will be much wider.
Much
than
wider
usual.
to get that effect. Yeah.
Yeah, you can usually tell when a pipe is a reverse Calabash once you've seen what they look like. Unfortunately, I don't own any, so I don't have an example for that. Another example, kind of like that fountain, is the Radiator. That's this guy
It's
here.
cool looking, actually.
It's a modular pipe. It's unfortunately not made anymore.
See, I like the look of
But
that
it
better
is.
than the Falcon, personally.
Yeah, it is. He released the patents. He doesn't make them anymore, but he did release the patents, so you could make your own. Other artisans will make bowls for them. No one's, as far as I'm aware, is really making
them mass-produced.
these systems. But it's got a metal cooling chamber here. It's got these fins to radiate the heat. I keep little keystones in here. We'll have a video where we talk more about those. Just act as a little bit of a filter. You can also have one like this is the Job, the butt of steel. I use this as my work pipe. It's made of metal, and it uses these washers to create a buffer between what you might touch and the
Right, so the metal gets
obviously
hot as
metal.
you'd expect. Yeah.
As you would expect it to. Yeah.
You can still touch the hot metal. You're not completely separated from it, but.
So I mean, as you can see, there's all kinds of different engineered pipes that they've tried to make.
What would be the advantage of a metal pipe like this?
For me, it's the durability.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm using it in the workshop.
Gotcha.
So that's why I picked that one up. I don't have to worry about it at all, and I can just go boom, boom, boom. Like I could be working in the wood shop for hours and just filling up the bowl and going, and I don't have to worry about cake. I don't have to worry about burnout. I don't have to worry about
anything
dropping it. I don't have to worry about
functionally. It's
just it's like the perfect working pipe for me anyway. But yeah, like I was saying, like there's so many different systems here. There's probably going to be more to come. Some became classics. Some completely disappeared. Some have their cult followings. Pipe smokers have been trying to find that perfect smoke for a very long time. We've been talking about these different systems, but it is important to understand that no system's going to replace technique, and that's getting good at that is what's really going to make your smoking experience much better.
Yeah.
A well-packed briar can still smoke. Can smoke beautifully. An expensive engineered pipe can still smoke if pushed too hard. But they do show like a lot of the creativity that the hobby has to offer.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.